Chip Lindsey, where's he been? What tree does he fall under? Who's he coached? Where has he coached? What players has he coached? All questions I had, questions that I'll answer for you here as I break down just where he's been, what he's done, and what he's bringing. So just to get right into it, 2013 gets his first collegiate job out of high school. He was a high school coach for a lot of years there, where he was primarily an air raid system. Keep that in mind. Air raid is primarily pass. Likes to throw that football. Got his first job under Gus Malzahn in 2013 as an assistant. Then went on to serve as the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Southern Miss under Todd Monken. Todd Monken had some great years at Georgia, now the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Then would return to Auburn for the 17 and 18 season where he coached Jarrett Stidham. Put up some great numbers there. Went on then to coach at Troy. He was the head coach at Troy from 19 to 21, where he went 15 and 19. Put up some great numbers in his first season, 450 yards a game, 33 points a game. But as far as play calling, we're not looking at Troy. We're then going to jump to UCF, where in 2022, he was the offensive coordinator, Coach John Rice Plumlee, where they had some great numbers as well. And then his previous stop, North Carolina. We'll get into that and what he did with Drake May and company. Let's look at Auburn. In 2017, Coach Jarrett Stidham, and I'm just going off of first year at these stops, the numbers he puts up, because it's going to be his first year at Michigan this year, obviously. Auburn in 2017, he coached Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham threw for 3,158 yards, pretty darn good in the SEC. 18 touchdowns to 6 interception, 3-to-1 ratio. We'll take that. 66% completion percentage. That's darn good. Where did the offense rank versus the rest of the SEC? Third in total yards, third in pass yards, fourth in rush yards, fourth in points per game with 33.9. All right. Goes on to be the head coach. We're not looking at those stats. He comes back, starts calling plays again for UCF in that AAC. In 2022, he coached John Rice Plumlee, who had 2,500 yards throwing, 14 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 63% completion percentage. Where do they rank in that conference versus other teams? They were first in total yards with 6,500 plus. Second in yards per game. I got this one circled. 469 yards per game. Yeah, you heard that right. 469 yards per game. I'm sure the Wolverines in Ann Arbor would like some of that. First in rush yards, fifth in points per game with 32.9. And then you look at UNC and what he did with Drake May. Now, all you know who Drake May is. 23, Drake May threw for 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 63% completion percentage. Where do they rank in the ACC? First in total yards, first in pass yards, third in rush yards, second in total points, second in points per game at 34.5. What's the consistent here? Points per game, UNC, 34.5. Points per game at UCF, 32.9. Points per game at Auburn, 33.9. Points per game at Troy, 33. The guy can put up points. Is it going to be easy? No, by no means is it going to be easy. I mean, the Wolverines were 128th in total offense last year, 111th in scoring. They ranked 130th in passing, only above Iowa, Army, Air Force, and Navy there. So some work to do. It's a project. It's not going to be easy. But if anything tells me anything, it's that Chip Lindsey can get the most out of his guys, and especially in year one. Completion percentage in 17 with Stidham, 66. With Plumlee in 22, 63. With Drake May, 63. And his second year at UNC, they had Max Johnson, who was transferred from A&M, ended up getting hurt in the middle of the season, so that screwed up their whole offensive game plan. So what did they do? They adapted. In 2024, they were first in rush yards a game with 189. They were third in rush yards total in the ACC. Whereas their passing stats kind of fell. But Chip Lindsey's adaptable, can adapt to the surroundings around him, is consistent. I mean, he's averaging 34, 33 points a game anywhere he goes. Comes from that air raid background. So the Michigan fans, if you want a little bit more passing, you want a little bit more 11 personnel, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back, you're going to get that. I like it. I think Chip Lindsey has a project in front of him, but He's got the right guys around him. Sherrone Moore with that run game mentality. Chip Lindsey brings in that prowess in the air. I think Michigan's in good hands.